County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility, press 9. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. If you are an attorney and do not want this call recorded, please hang up and call 570-963-6639, extension 4522, or extension 0 after business hours. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Hey, Shawn.
Hey, Rudy, how's it going?
Hey, man, I'm doing all right. You caught me working on my air conditioner, but I definitely didn't want to miss your call, and it's always good to hear from you. Did you get my letter I mailed you, that the Year of Jubilee update?
Yeah, actually, that's one of the reasons I was calling. I actually saw that.
Oh, good.
I saw the progress on some stuff.
Good. Well, how you doing, and what's the latest?
Not bad. Let's see. I actually made the news a little bit today. Actually, the past couple of days, because I'm representing myself pro se as my own lawyer now in my federal case. It's been a pretty cool turnaround because about 4 months ago, my federal public defender alleged that I was incompetent and gave falsified information to a psychiatrist to try to state that I was incompetent. I went for a POP second vow for 45 days, came back confident, and now I'm confident enough to represent myself in my federal case. So it kind of shows like how lawyers can really lie and mess your life up.
Yeah. I got to tell you real quick, I really respect you for doing a pro se situation and representing yourself, because I got no respect for lawyers. We call them public pretenders, and it seems like in all the cases I see, they sell the client out the river every chance they get. They're just all about the money, and I really respect the fact you're defending yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's a universal term in jail a lot, is the public pretenders. It took me a long time to get comfortable enough with the law to go pro se, but I pretty much want to have my trial at this point and just get my trial on the road, because I have so many issues with them not turning over discovery, false promises. The FBI's made a lot of false promises to my family. The FBI's been telling my family for over a year, we're investigating local cops, we're investigating public corruption, we're going to get your son released. And it never came to pass. I mean, it came out recently that there was actually an Alaskan FBI agent on my case that had been in contact with my family. She goes by the name Sari. There's just so much stuff that I really want to get these people on the stand. I don't want to get the FBI again. I want to get some of these other people on the stand and let them explain themselves in front of a grand jury, as is my right under the Constitution, and let the jury decide what happened, because these people are nothing but liars and backstabbers.
Yeah, I got no respect for the FBI. I don't know if you know that, but the name of our website not only is yearofjubilee.com, but the other name that goes to the same site is IHateTheFBI.com. They are absolute liars. I mean, they're just absolute. The whole organization, I got no respect for them. But let me ask you, Shawn, when you go to trial and you do pro se, you're aware of all the motion and limines they try to do to prevent you from bringing up certain topics. It seems like they want to tie your hands behind your back before you even get to court, so they put in all these motion and limines. You probably know that already. I'm just sharing with you some of the stuff that I've seen.
What happens with people a lot of times is people go to court and people file pre-trial motions, the government will respond. The best way to win a case is in case law. People always think, it's case law. The best way to win your case is at trial, because then you can argue about physical evidence, and you can argue about chain of custody, how a situation actually happened. Like in my case, I'm just arguing and stating that I can prove that almost in every single instant report that they have on me, whether it's a federal, state, or local report, there was evidence admitted, there was evidence altered, there was video evidence not provided. And in my case, there's missing items. There's 2 firearms that have gone missing in my discovery. So when I go to trial, it's kind of hard for the government to even file a motion like that to state, well, we can't bring it up because we're dealing with a physical item. So if the item isn't at trial, then you can't charge me for it. So I try to keep my case and my defense as simple as possible. And I have a court-appointed lawyer that's actually supposed to help me with my motions and like the technicalities of the motions. So we'll see how that works out.
Great. Well, I hope you do get a fair trial. You know, part of my concern is that nobody gets a fair trial anymore, but I hope you do get a fair trial, and I hope they let you present all the evidence and your defense the way you want it presented, and I hope you get a good judge. A lot of times the judges are just absolutely horrible, but I hope you get a good one, man.
Yeah, Mariana seems like a mediocre judge. I just had an issue with a federal agent actually lying. Actually, Stella Dyke, I believe we spoke with her last time. She made a statement to the federal public defender stating that she was never even on my case. But in my discovery from Facebook that the FBI subpoenaed, she was contacting me under the name Diana Gonzalez and offering me sexual favors in return for information. So, it seems like a person's going to get subpoenaed. I've had another issue with they have actually been obstructing my mail. I don't know if my parents put this on the blog yet or not, but the U.S. Marshals are actually holding my mail here. Pennsylvania State Trooper, who's also a deputy U.S. Marshal named Bobby Lenahan, was working with this prison to actually take my mail out of this prison illegally and hold it. And a lot of that was actually state information that I'm using for my pro se state court cases. So they're trying every way right now to obstruct justice.
Wow. You know, that withholding of mail in the prison or the county jail or whatever is very common. We see them using every excuse in the book, you know, to try to reject or deny mail or to trash it or to withhold it. And I pray your mail does get through, especially your legal mail that you need to prepare for trial. Are there any dates that we should be aware of, like any upcoming dates that have been set that we should be aware of?
I have a motion hearing. It's actually a video court on the 11th in Carbon County, and that's for some state cases. I'm trying to actually, I got case, I'm trying to get the county to actually investigate the location of this Beretta shotgun that I had, that the police took, and get my submitted to evidence. And I'm also seeking some video footage from one of the companies, like I said, I went into, because there was a 2-week time period where the U.S. Marshals knew I was in the area. And like you can even read in the news, like Robert Clark, the supervisor marshal in charge, thinking, oh, there were times we were very close to him. No, they knew where I was 95% of the time, but they were not trying to apprehend me. They were trying to just let me go from place to place to place. So this one company, if I could pull this video footage, if they haven't tried to destroy it, because they told me at my preliminary hearing that I could have this video footage. It will show multiple officers on scene, including Rosella Dyke, his FBI agent, Sherry Thompson, a lot of deputy U.S. marshals like Scott Malowski, a couple other marshals that will actually see. And it will be actually a way that I can prove that the government did know where I was at. They were trying to create a false flag, and that will help me in my federal trial.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. I hope they let you have access to that video. Hey, definitely share anything you want the public to know regarding your case and how they can help you, and if there's any mailings they can mail in to help you prepare for your upcoming trial. But for new people that are coming to know about you, and you know, is your Facebook page the best place to learn about you and your case? And if I was to explain to a new person why they targeted you, how would you word it? You were exposing government corruption in your local community, or is there a better way to say that? I mean, what would you say to a new person?
The best way to phrase it would be, and the best way to get in touch with my case would be the Shawn Christy Political Personal News Facebook page. There had actually been a gun sting on my family for over 10 years. When we moved up to Pennsylvania, we found out about some corruption going on in the community. And also found out that my mom, because my mom's family is from up here, my mom's family had actually been involved in a lot of corruption. They've been involved in gun running. A lot of them were police officers that were doing some very bad things. There was a whorehouse, actually, a house of prostitution ran by a woman, Bernice Lutz, who's a friend of actually my grandmother and my mom's family. So because of that, the cops were trying to set my family up, even though we had nothing to do with any of that. So they ran a gun sting for 10 years. And it's a lot to explain on one phone call, but they tried every which way but loose, including what they finally did They hit my house with a search warrant in June of last year, where the officer in charge, Deputy U.S. Marshal / State Trooper from Pennsylvania, Andrew Watkins, said that he obtained a pen register, that he said I was making calls to this alleged associate who he was trying to allege that I had actually been dealing firearms to. Well, what happened was I never called this dude. I never dealt with him. I get my official phone record subpoenaed. I never made the calls. And now that I'm asking for the pen register that Trooper Watkins allegedly obtained, nobody can come up with it. So it took me over 10 years that I finally could prove that, yeah, they were trying to set me up on a gun sting. They were trying to set me up with guns I never had. They were trying to allege false facts. And now it's just, I can't wait to see Trooper Watkins at my federal trial and my state trials so that he can explain himself. Because Trooper Watkins has to be charged, and the FBI is trying to dance around that, giving my dad false information. The FBI told my dad the other day about an officer who filed an FD-302 against me. It wasn't even completely yet. Now, under Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, Rule 16, they can't even get my father that information. So when he told that to me, I said, look, the FBI is lying to you because they can't give you that information. So that's the problem the FBI has right now is they have to charge cops. And the FBI does not want to charge fellow law enforcement officers.
Right. They got a brotherhood that they don't go after each other, even though they do a lot of bad things.
Yeah, it's really sad. And then I got the other thing I have on the 13th of this month, I have a motion here on the schedule in Schuylkill County. I've actually just filed a transport order, so hopefully I'll be in Schuylkill County next week. That's actually dealing with my aggravated assault case that started a lot of this. So I'm trying to get that on the road because the federal government was blocking me from attending my state court hearings. And the other day I confronted the U.S. attorney in court, and he just flipped out. So you could tell he was guilty because he flipped out to the judge saying, I didn't obstruct you from your state court hearings. When I have the physical proof, the emails, where he was actually telling the district attorney of my county, Mike O'Pake, who used to be my public defender, that I wasn't available for any state court hearings, that I was still in the BOP. When Francis Semper, the U.S. attorney, knew that I was here in Lackawanna County Prison, so I actually got him on one count right there for obstruction of justice, not only in the feds, but in the state system.
I see. My goodness. Well, I hope it all goes well. It sounds like you don't have an exact date for your upcoming trial. Is that true?
The date of the trial, the news is reporting it is November 11th. It will actually be November 12th, so I'm hoping to keep that date because my public defender won't be bumping it up anymore.
Okay.
The attorney's kind of out of reasons to bump it up, so I'm hoping that we can just roll with this on the 12th. I've lost all year of my life so far.
Right.
And blown by speedy trial. So I want to kind of get this done. I'm not like a lot of people. I'm not really into material possessions. I'll be honest, the government took everything from me in my life. They took my cat, they took my car, they took everything I owned.
Yeah.
I don't even have my driver's license right now, withholding that from me.
Wow.
They tried to turn my own family against me. The FBI's been telling my family so many lies.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
That's pretty typical. They try to cause dissension and unity in the family, and they'll turn family members against each other. I see that quite often, and they just outright lie. You're absolutely right about that. So that you said they took your cat. I remember hearing something about they murdered your cat. How did that go down?
I don't know exactly what happened because the agent in charge of the investigations out with Meyer said that he had actually watched the video footage when they went in the house and nothing was damaged. But when my dad and my mom went back to the house, we had a bathroom door. It's kind of like a sliding plastic door that was ripped in half. The refrigerator was thrown around. There was just stuff left open, doors left open. So sometime between when they walked in there with the video camera to before they took my parents back in the house, some damage had occurred. Now, 2 cats had been injured. One had a bloody nose. I believe his name was Mr. Friendly. The other one, Woodland, appeared injured. He was hiding. And my cat died a day later. Now, I can't exactly prove it because my cat was old. But I think what happened was he got an internal injury. I think maybe he got thrown or he got kicked. And because he was old, that just caused an edema that took his heart out and it killed him. That's, from the way he died, that's the best thing that I can guess, because I don't know if someone directly kicked him or if they moved him from the table or what happened, but like I said, I do know that there's photos that my parents have that I hope they could put up on the blog if they haven't already put up of the damage to the house. And there's this video with the FBI supervisor with my Allentown office says that he watched and says, well, we didn't do any damage. So I don't believe that at all. I believe my parents' version of the story, because back in 2012, they did almost not as much damage, but we had a U.S. Deputy Marshal here, who's now a Supervisor Marshal, Christy, who tried to kick in my front door. We have all the photographs of that, where for no reason, before he even announced himself, he tried to kick in my front door. So, I've seen this before with law enforcement, and in 2015, when he came to my house, all we had was a screen door open at the time, and there's about 12 cops out there, and they have a battering ram, and they have it sealed, and you're standing out there like jackboot coons to take me out on a probation violation. That was the probation violation, and never even had a warrant for it, but that's a whole other story. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but it really wasn't a professional way to take care of it, and especially because I have been in contact with the FBI, my father had been in contact with the FBI and Secret Service. There was no reason to come out like dealings like that, and that's my whole dealings with the FBI since 2011. They've always been goons, they've always been jackboots. It's all about this power, complex, or they want this dominance and power, and they don't like people like me because that doesn't scare me.
Right.
Power doesn't scare. I've been in a lot of fights in my life, so it doesn't. I don't back down because I don't have a material reason to back down.
Yeah.
So that's what it is with that bit. But yeah, like I said, hopefully we'll get some more progress here, because I'm pro se now, so hopefully, what I'm hoping is I'm going to be contacting the U.S. Attorney next week. I put in an informal request for discovery. I've been able to deal with the state court cases. I have a pretty good relationship with one of the DAs in Carbon County, DA Pirelli. I'm hoping what I can do is simply sometime next week we can have a meeting, we can sit down like gentlemen. The FBI can be, I've requested meetings with the FBI, specifically Agent Kirkland, Agent Siri, and a few other agents. And we can sit down.
Hey, let me ask you, if you do request a meeting with these FBI agents, can you also request that you record it? Because I've heard that if they have a meeting with you, they take notes, and only their notes can be introduced into trial, and they take notes wrong, right? So I'm just thinking it could be dangerous for you to have a meeting with these folks if you can't record it.
That would be actually not a bad idea. It's actually not something bad. I'm kind of, the perfect thing with a lot of people is like with me, a lot of people get set up because a lot of people have ways you can set them up. With a person like me, it's hard because there's so much physical evidence in my case, it's hard to falsify stuff. Like, take for example, they said that I had a P85 handgun that they recovered in mail. Well, I've been requesting the video footage from the two companies in the area, and the one company where this gun was allegedly found. Because I know from being in the area that the police report does not match the people who were on scene, because Trooper Lenahan, Deputy Marshal Bobby Lenahan was on scene, Deputy Marshal Rosella Dyke was on scene, there was another woman on scene, and possibly another male marshal. Possibly even Scott Malowski, a U.S. Marshal from the Special Operations Group out here, was on scene. Just never made the police report. And now they don't want to turn over the fingerprints from this P85, any forensic evidence, and they don't want to turn over the video from the company. And, you know, we have in the state, it's called the best evidence rule. And if you have better evidence like video evidence, as opposed to witness accusations or hearsay, you have to present it. So I want to see the video from this company in Maryland where they allegedly found this 9mm P85, because from what you're going to see a police report and another report that doesn't match, and then you're going to see that not only did the cops plant evidence, but the cops knew exactly where I was and let me continue to travel to other places. So,
Well, let me just
You
share.
have 1 minute remaining.
Let me just quickly share, Shawn, that don't underestimate how low these people will go. I got one guy in prison 43 years on the testimony of one child molester, valor thief, liar. They'll make up evidence. They'll pay jailhouse informants to lie about you. And be thinking about voir dire questions as well for your jury selection. Let me ask you, can you receive books? Can you receive hardback books or paperback books?
I can receive paperback books from like Amazon and places like
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, just we're praying for you, Shawn, and just be aware that don't underestimate how low these people will go. I mean, they'll not only lie, but they'll do a lot of other evil things too, and they'll do anything for a conviction.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, using my own family against me. But hey, good luck with the air conditioner, Randy. And Rudy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'll be in touch. God bless.
Okay, God bless you, Shawn. It's always good to hear from you. We're praying for you, brother.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.